Today we are going to discover one of the best tools on the market when it comes to importing terrain with existing buildings from any location on the planet. This tool is called CadMapper. It is partially free, and in this tutorial you will find out how it works, how to use it in Rhino, how to modify visual styles for your file, and how to quickly export it for printing. Hey guys, Dushan here. Before we start, if this is your first time here, I'd like to invite you to subscribe to our channel as we upload new tutorials each week on Rhino and Grasshopper and how to use these tools specifically for architecture. Alright, so to use the CadMapper, simply go to their website cadmapper.com and this is what you will see. So this says you will get instant CAD files for any location on Earth. So how this works is that it actually combines OpenStreetMap, NASA and USGS data to create those 3D files. So as you can see here, the maps that are up to 1 square kilometers are free. Everything above that is paid. And the great thing about this is that they have Rhino integration. This means that we can export any city of the planet that has OpenStreet data in a native Rhino file. All you need to do is create your free account and you can start right away. You can see here that this is the explanation of how this works. So you would define the area, you would get the file, and then you can of course use it in your software for manipulation. This is like a snapshot of how all of these look like. So let's see how this works. When you click on sign in, you will get a window that looks something like this. You can see here on the left side that I have selected Rhino 5, which means that I want my export file to be in Rhino. You can see that there is also SketchUp, Illustrator, DXF file, and AutoCAD file. Another thing here that you can do is you can set if you want to see the 3D buildings and if you want to see topography. In this case, we want to select both of these. And in addition to all of that, you can set the width of the highways, major roads, minor roads, and paths. So you can see how this is set up here. You can of course change that as you wish. For this particular example, I chose Manhattan, New York, with a little bit of Central Park. So we're going to play around with this particular file. And you can see here as I'm zooming out that this bar here is filling up. This means that this is how much square kilometers I can take. So if I want to buy this whole map, this is how much it will cost. But we have a free version which is just up to one square kilometer. So if I zoom in like this, you can see that, for example, this is free, and I can simply click on create file, and that will pretty much give me this existing map. And you can see that we have these handles here, and you can see that these handles, while we're changing the handles, the area here is also changing. So we don't necessarily need to create the square map. We can create any kind of map that we want, and of course we can modify this later on in Rhino. So we're going to export that initial square that I set, and this is when you click on preview file, this is what you will get. So you will get here the download button where you can download this file, and this is the axonometric view of what we're going to be exporting. You can see also the 2D view and also topography. So now, once I click on download, I'm going to import this in my Rhino, and let's see what we're gonna get. Alright, so this is the file that we got. When we open this file, you can see that it has layers already applied to it. So we have a couple of different layers. We have paths, railways, minor roads, major roads, buildings, parks, water, topography, and contours. So in this case, I want to change the look of these layers because I want to make sure that I modify them if I need. So for example, let's change topography to something else. So something maybe grayish like this, or let's bring it to be some kind of brown color, maybe something like this. Okay, and then the parks, usually they should go in green, but in this case we just have the lines, we don't have necessarily the surfaces. Then roads can be something like this. Also the minor roads can be also bluish. And what else? Yeah, we have the paths, which will also be something like this. And the railways, of course, we can also modify that if we have the railways. The water we should put this to something like this. This is also, as you can see, the curve only, so we don't have the surface there. And the contours, we can leave them black. All right, and let's imagine that we have our own project somewhere here. So let's say that our project is this building here. So I'm simply going to select all of the areas of this building, and I'm going to try to group it so that we have something to work with. So for example, let's say that this is going to be our building, and I'm going to group it, and I'm going to make a new layer. I'm going to call it project, and let's change the layer, and of course let's change the layer here as well, something like this. And now we have everything that we want to export. So the quickest way to export a diagram or a graphical presentation of something like this is to use visual styles. Without any modification of the existing export that we got, all we need to do is simply come here, go to Arctic mode, and you can see the result that we're already getting. However, if you're not happy with how this looks, if you want to export something that's more visually appealing, we can also modify our Arctic mode to look something like this. And this is done in if you go to options, and if you just come here to the display modes, you can copy your Arctic mode. And once you copy it, you simply come to the blue one, and this is where you would change the solid color. So in this case, this is the blue color, and if you go to Arctic, you will see that it's white color here. That was the only change. And also the change is that this one is showing the surface edges. So if we turn off surface edges, you will see that we will not have those surface edges anymore. And one additional thing that you may want to play with is, for example, all of these curves are unnecessary. So if we want to take them out, we can simply click on the curves, and we're not going to have them anymore. So one thing here that we want to check is that we're not seeing the roads, and we're not seeing the roads because they are currently as mesh files. So we need to put here mesh wires so we can actually see where our roads are. And if we want to modify these, all we need to do is create our own custom styles so that they're visible here in the viewport. So what does this mean? For example, if I go to options again, and if I go to my display modes, I have here one mode that's called gray color. So all I did here is I changed the single object color to gray, and I kept everything else as Arctic. So this is the default, and this is the gray color. So let's now create one more. I'm going to come to the display modes, gray color. I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to say here, for example, let's call it orange color. And I'm going to select, let's say, this goldish orange, something like this. I'm gonna click OK. And the reason why I did this is because I want our main file, to have that style. So I'm going to click on it. I'm going to click here, set object shading attributes, mode use view, and here I'm going to click on orange color. Now you will see that my building is actually orange color, and it doesn't have the edges. So if you want it to have the edges, we need to change that style. So I'm going to change everything again to the orange color. I'm going to come here to display, and I'm going to say surface edges, and now I'm going to come back to the blue one that I had, and this one will remember the colors. And here in this case, maybe we just want to change the display color of the layer. So we want to change maybe the color here. Let me see, maybe something black, like that. Okay. And one last thing, maybe we want to turn off the edges of all the other buildings. So we can do that by clicking here. And we don't need the mesh wires, but before doing that, let's take all our mesh wires. Let's take all the roads, paths, railways, this guys, and let's click select object. And I'm now going to use the same option, set object shading attributes, use view, and now I'm going to set the gray color. Once I do that, you will see that they will become gray. And the thing is that they are completely in the same position as my surface below, so I need to slightly bring it up so they are visible, just a tiny bit. And now you can see the things that we created fairly quickly. And on top of that, we can simply come back to the display mode. We can turn off mesh fires now. And now we have a clean looking diagram that we can quickly export for our printing. So in order to do this, all we need to do is type the following: -view capture to file. And this is the option where you can export all of this in high resolution. So all we need to do is click here on the width, and let's say put something like 5000. Here let's put 3500, and let's keep everything as it is. Maybe number of passes, let's change that to 2000. And now the last thing is to click on the browse, choose the location of the file, and save it. Okay, and now let me open that image. Here it is, and you can see if I zoom in that we didn't lose any data, we didn't lose any resolution, because we saved this in high-res image. So hope that was helpful. In case you'd like to go a step further and watch the extended version of this tutorial, you can do so by becoming our Patreon. The link is in the description. In this extended tutorial, you will find out how to rebuild some of the imported data from CadMapper in Rhino, including streets, parks, and water, how to create additional materials in V-Ray, and how to get a cool axonometric render at the end, just like this. With that, you will also get access to all of our extended tutorials and project files. We currently have a couple of spots available for our Rhino for Architects 2.0 course. If you're interested in a structured step-by-step learning approach with personal one-on-one support and homework exercises, feel free to send your application and schedule your call with me. The link is in the description. The course covers various topics like parametric modeling with Grasshopper, fluid form modeling, architectural animation, visualization, presentation techniques, and much, much more. I'd like to thank all of our patrons. Thank you guys for your support and your tutorial suggestions. Until the next time, take care, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and turn on the bell icon so you don't miss any future tutorials.